What's going on, Dog Nation? You back in the in-house with Respect the Hedges crew, man. We here to talk some more Georgia football, man. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this thing.
Georgia on the logo, celebrating back-to-back Nats. Perfection wears red and black tonight. 15-0. The Dogs have done it and won a second consecutive national.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Not again.
Lead flicker to get the night started. Downfield looking for Godwin. Into his hands. And guess which Dogs are barking first? Uga, get after it. Sonny Michelle will send the Dogs home to the championship game.
And Bobo throws that thing in the end zone and yes! Touchdown! Touchdown in the goal line!
Sigue Ringo, corta dentro, Ringo, touchdown! Georgia!
The Georgia Bulldogs bludgeon their way to back-to-back. Glory, glory, Georgia, as the fight song says.
This is our love for each other. 1 + 1 = what? 3. We are better together and we are connected.
This is Robert Iron E. Singleton, a.k.a. D-Dog from The Walking Dead, or Alton from The Blind Side, and you are watching Respect the Hedges on the Fan Addict Sports Network. All right, guys, go Dogs, sick 'em.
That's right, man. We back in here for another episode of Respect the Hedges. We ain't gonna take too long, man. We're gonna jump right in this thing. We got a lot to talk about. Listen, man, my boy been gone for a little while. We're gonna go ahead and bring him on. We're gonna bring that energy, man. We're gonna get the show started right, man. What's going on, Rob?
You see your boy, man. Look, I've been gone for a couple of weeks. I am back. I got some stuff to say. I got some stuff to get off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man. I didn't even know this. We're a little bit more than a month away from the season, so it's almost go time. You know what I'm saying? We're about to start camp, so you know what I'm saying. My juice is flowing a little bit. I do want to say this a little off topic. Shout out to the Bulldog Brian Harmon, who won the British Open. I know a lot of people don't follow golf, but I'm a big golfer. I follow golf. That's a big win for him. He won a major. I mean, it just seems like it's the year of the dog. Like, we're gonna win everything this year. Sign me up.
That's right, man. Shout out to Brian Harmon for taking the British Open, and I forget what his name is failing me right now, but the guy that came in second was a dog too. The Dogs. There we go. Listen, man, the Dogs doing that thing, man. It's like everywhere it is. Listen, so we the first school to have a national championship and a British Open winner in the same year. So how about that? Hey, pay attention to what we doing, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, man, now for the coolest fan in the land, we talking about my man, Cool Cal. What's going on, Cal?
I love it. I love it. Y'all just making up stats. The first national championship and the first U.S. Open winner in the what they call this, the new era.
Yeah.
I love it, man. So E-Rob always, man, with the fire introduction, man. So man, we glad you back in the show, man. I'm ready to get this thing going. Like you just said, we're about a month away. I can't wait for us all to congregate. Get this year started, man. Let's go have this 3P, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it.
Let's go. Right. Let's do it. Let's get into it, man. Hey, another one of our double dogs coming up in the house, man. I got Shouted. What's going on, Thad?
Shouted. Man, what's happening? Hey, man.
You laid back as hell, ain't you?
At first, I thought D-Boy was dropping gems, man, until KR came on. Now I got to do some stack checking, man.
Listen, I don't know about prior to 1980, but no, like the stat I gave, though, we are the first college to have a national championship and a British Open in the same year. You know, in the new era, like Cal.
I ain't gonna argue with you, Coach. It sounds good to me.
I like that.
You know, sometimes the stats on the show get a little, you know what I mean? So people be throwing some stuff out there, so we got to fact check it a little bit.
Hey, that's how it be, man. We're going to go and get right into it, man. We got a couple of people up in the house, man. Y'all already know Shelby is in the house. Shelby going based off of what the title of the show was. Said, God, let's be real. Nobody wants to hear those orange Oompa Loompas talk trash for years, so we got to – orange is ugly. Talking about – a subject that we're going to talk about later on, whether or not that Tennessee game is a must-win for the Dogs this year, considering people talking about the schedule. I got some other schools out there that they schedule don't look too tough either. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Stat guy in the building. He said orange may be the worst color in the color wheel. Hey, I'm with you, stat guy. Listen, none of us like it too. He said, welcome back, E-Rob. So, hey, man, the people have missed the energy, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to jump into this thing. Listen, we got a new segment tonight, man. We usually do our start bench cut, but we're going to move into a new segment this season. It's called Fan Fight, man. Fan Fight is going to be whichever guest or host or fan, after a while, if you can get in here, can come in here and take on our resident debater, Shouty Thad Parker. Can you give enough talking points to beat Shouty? So listen, just some general rules. Cool Cal is going to be our moderator. I'm going to step back into the, you know what I'm saying, the background. I'm going to let Cool Cal do it. Cool Cal, it's your show. You know what I'm saying? We got about 10 minutes on it. You let them go as long as you think they need to go and ask whatever questions you want to. But so they're gonna debate each other. Tonight's opponent is E-Rob. He fell into the hot seat because JV couldn't make it with us tonight. So it's gonna be E-Rob versus Thad. So we're gonna debate a topic. The winner is the person. Hey, E-Rob, he already ready. He said JV didn't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying?
I hear. Okay.
So we're gonna take on a topic each week, and the win. There is no right or wrong answers. It's just who gives the best talking points. So today's topic is: if both of y'all was on the NCAA board, rules board, whatever that might be called, would you decide to continue to pay incoming freshmen NIL or vote against it? So basically, on one hand, you can take the NIL away from incoming freshmen. That's all. After your freshman year, it's open. It's up for grabs. Or would you allow the incoming freshmen to still get NIL? Cool Cal, take it away.
I like it. So I'm taking it away. You threw the question out there where I need to take it.
Tell who can go first. Who goes
I got
second.
you.
I
got you. I ain't get the mute button. But anyway,
you say mute, I'll mute him for you, dog.
Gotcha. Okay, all right. It's the first one, so we getting all the kinks out the way. But yeah, definitely new segment. I love it. I can't wait for this debate. Y'all like the two most debatingest brothers I know. You know what I'm saying? So this should be good. So we're gonna do E-Rob, man. Since you've been gone for a week or two, we're gonna go ahead and start with you, man. Let's see what your talking points are.
All right, so let's just start off right off the bat. This is ridiculous. Why would you not allow a freshman to get money coming in? Look here, man. We're in America. We are not in damn Russia. We are not in Czechoslovakia somewhere. This is America. Listen, if you're worth what they'll pay you. If somebody's willing to give you money and say that you're worth, then you're worth that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not worth it, you won't get it. So this whole idea that we need to wait to get money is ridiculous. If you're old enough to go to war, you're old enough to get paid.
Boom. Get 2 points for that. Okay. Great talking points. I love it. I thought you brought up some really, really, really strong points as far as because that's one of the big things we can always go on, man. If young men can go out there and they can fight, try to protect our country, and put their lives on the line, why can't an 18-year-old go make money? So good points, E-Rob, man. What you got for us, Shawty?
You know, as much as I love to debate, I agree with E-Rob on the fact that, I think, freshmen should be able to get NIL money too, because at the end of the day, it is the NIL. It's not the NIL for sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
Good point.
It is based off my name, image, and likeness. And you have to understand, whether I'm a 3, 4, or 5 star, coming out of high school might be the hottest I ever be.
Exactly.
Great
My
point.
college career ain't promised to me.
Great point.
My college career is not promised to me. So I need to capitalize on anything that I can get coming into the school. And if I get to a sophomore, junior, and I'm still hot and wet, I'm going to get even more money on top of that. It's going to work itself out. So the idea that you should not have freshmen, getting money is crazy. And also you have to understand, a lot of people don't understand. Freshmen are also able to use, getting this NIL to help their social platforms, whether it be for injustice or, making people more aware about what's going on in their communities or whatever it may be. So NIL is a great marketing piece for these kids as well. And a lot of them use it for social injustice, And one thing I will say, people won't realize too, it also allows more people to get in school. Because you can use some of that NIL money to pay for tuition. People don't realize it. Some walk-on will be struggling. But depending on where you at, some of that NIL money trickle down to you. Now you can help pay tuition.
Right, great point.
So I agree. Do I got more points than him? Because I can keep going.
No,
are you?
Man. Wait.
I'm gonna throw it back to you, E-Rob. That's why this segment's so good. Ain't nobody going down without a fight. But I just wanted to step in and say, man, both of you guys brought up excellent points, and that's something that I never even thought about what Shawty just said. So let's just say you got some brothers and sisters. Y'all come from a background where you don't have very much money. My brother goes and maybe he makes a couple $1 million. Now we can reach back. He can reach back and send us to school. That's an excellent point. That's something that I never really thought about. So great point. But right now, as far as the leader, I got E-Rob. I kind of thought he brought up 4 really great points. Thad brought up 5 really great points so far. And so that's where we stand right now, kind of like a 5-4. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to you, E-Rob, and let you jump in.
Okay. So what I'm looking at, and I'm hearing some noise coming from Congress, and I'm hearing Tuberville, I believe, one of the congressmen that are kind of bringing this issue up. And it makes me laugh that it seems like the party that is for free market and, to pull yourself up by your bootstraps are the same ones trying to put all these restrictions on when you can get paid, how much you can get paid, where you can get paid. What are you talking about again? If I'm worth it, they'll pay. If I'm not worth anything, they won't give me any money. That's right. I mean, that's all. That's just basic number one. That's rule number one. So I got to be worth something to get something. Now, I did want to bring this up, Thad, and you did bring up a good point. Where you did too, Cal, about reaching back. So I'm looking at some of these offensive linemen that we're bringing in this year. Let me just read off some of the sizes of these dudes. We're talking 6'8", 353 pounds. 6'6", 330 pounds. 6'8", 325 pounds. These guys are 16 and 17 years old. Who's feeding them? You know what I'm saying? How many jobs did mom and dad have to get to feed these children? You know what I'm saying? So now you get a chance, you finally get him out your refrigerator, send him out to the University of Georgia, and he can send some money back to help. I mean, you can bring we're talking about money that could really help a lot of these kids that come from impoverished backgrounds.
Great point.
And this idea that you want to limit what they can do, how much they can get, and when they can get it is ridiculous.
Right.
And that's all I want to say about that.
No, because I mean, those are great points. I don't hear anybody saying first-year coaches should only be able to make so much money, or they shouldn't be able to get paid until they prove themselves. So why are we putting stipulations on us? So speaking of that, I know, Shawty, you're going to have your own speaking points, but what do you think, why is it such a big issue with the NIL and now even talking about not even letting freshmen be able to receive benefits from that? What do you think the big talking point is on that?
Well, the whole issue you have to understand is things like this is making the NCAA obsolete. So it comes down to trying to have show some type of control. Because at this point, I hate to change the subject, but with the way these conferences are realigning and making mega conferences, they can do their own thing and just disband away from the NCAA. Yep. So the NCAA has to try to show some type of control because they're becoming obsolete, and the NIL has just kind of expedited that process. And it's very hard to get a rope around it because the federal government is not going to get into it. Right. And if there are no federal statutes, it's going to continue to be the Wild Wild West.
Like it's always been, but it was only been one side benefiting from it. It's been the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
And that
but now other people
to be the case. That continues to be the case because, I think I spoke about this in the past. Anytime when things like this happen, the rich continue to get richer. There's no such thing as leveling the playing field because those who have the most resources are going to get the best people continually. That's how it always been. Now it's just we don't have to hide it.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And that's the thing,
sir.
man. So all this money was floating around college football. We're talking billions of dollars. So everybody eating except for the dudes who are actually the product. So
they're getting a free education.
That's ridiculous.
That's the argument. They're getting the education.
One of my reasons to go to college, one of the main reasons, let's take football out of it. You go to college so you can position yourself to get a good job so you can make good money. Well, hell, if I can get the money while I'm in college, that I'm winning. That's what I'm supposed to do. You're supposed to take advantage of these things. Because I have the physical ability, I should be able to take advantage of it.
Just take the student athlete. Just take the student athlete. Let's disband that word. It's no longer student athlete. Just take the student out.
Well, you still have to be eligible. You still got to be eligible. You got to do something in school.
I get it, but what I'm talking about to the point of where now you're pretty much almost paid for play. You're no longer an amateur in a sense. The amateurism is a joke.
Yeah, well, that amateurism is a joke. It was a joke before getting paid. It's ridiculous. What are you talking about? Again, if I'm old enough to go to war, damn this amateur stuff. If they're willing to pay me, then I'm worth it. There is no gray area.
So think about this: as a board member, having to make this decision. If I'm on the board and I have to make this decision, and I say no, do you understand how that would just change the dynamics of college football, not allowing freshmen to get NILs, what that would do to recruiting, and how many violations would spring up from that? Because they're going to still be getting the money. Yep. Now it's going to be about getting caught again. So once again, that goes back to the NCAA trying to have some type of control to make themselves relevant.
Right. So I just wanted to say real quick, and I know we're going to jump into another segment, but Shelby brought up a great point, followed up by Hina, in saying that what do you guys think? There needs to be more guidelines set in place with the NIL, or do you think it's just fine the way that it is? I'll let you go ahead and start, Pat.
Oh, my bad.
No, I'll say, go ahead, Pat.
Because once again, who is anybody to put a cap on my name and likeness, image and likeness? I am who I am. The market is going to. I'm not going out promoting. The market is setting what they're going to give me.
Right.
So why put a cap on it because I'm 18 coming out of high school? It ain't my fault that I can generate this much money off my name, image, and likeness. It don't need no guidelines.
That's
when you make guidelines, they just meant to be broken.
And that's what they're going to do. It was already the Wild Wild West. They allowed the NIL because this was already happening. And then they was like, well, this is going to change recruiting. It's going to mess. No, the same 6 teams that was getting all the players before are getting all the players now. Nothing's changed. You know what I'm saying? People freaking out on this and that. I'm telling you, it's 6 to 8 teams getting all the players.
Great point.
Those are the same teams that are getting all the players now. It doesn't change.
I already made that point.
Hey, listen, man. I was enjoying myself backstage. Cool Cat, you did an amazing job, my man, getting in there. But hey, it's the crucial time of the segment. You got to declare a winner. Who made the best points on why we should continue to allow freshmen to get those NILs? It's on you, my man.
Woo! Y'all ain't gonna let me get out of here with a tie, huh?
No.
Y'all ain't gonna let me get out here with a tie.
Nah, come on with it.
I'll say this, man. That was about as close as it could get. I thought both of you guys really brought it. Excellent points, all the way around. Especially when you're arguing on the same side of it. Right. I'm a lean towards Thad on this one. He won by a point. I'm gonna lean towards Thad slightly. He won by a point. E-Rob, strong points. You guys both did a great job, but I'm gonna slightly go and the stat guy voted for E-Rob.
Yeah,
so
listen,
1-1
I will.
So coach got to break the tie.
Listen.
Coach got to break the tie.
I will say this. E-Rob got the topic and the nod to compete against Thad right before the show.
Right before.
JB was supposed to be in that hot seat. Thad say he didn't want that smoke. You know, that's what Thad do to him.
If you hurt, don't play. If you hurt, don't play.
I think E-Rob held his own very good, but I'm going to go with Cool Cal. I'm going to go just by a slight edge. The winner today is going to be Shawty.
Wait till I'm prepared, though. Wait till I'm prepared.
That's what I'm waiting
right.
on. That's what I want to see. I want to see when E-Rob gets the chance.
If you get on the field, man, you're supposed to be ready. What you get on the field?
You're right.
Stay ready, so you have to get ready. Listen, man, that was a great segment. Great first time for that. It'll get better and better as we go. Like I said, Cal, you did an awesome job, man. Just keeping it going, talking about those points and bringing up that point about, hey, that's the arguing topic in the government is, well, you get a free education, which ain't a good argument, but
that's a terrible argument.
You know what I'm saying? Terrible. Hey, man, but on to the next segment. Listen, this year on Respect the Hedges, man, we've added some people to the family. If y'all was paying attention back in the spring, we announced this next member of our family during the Football 101. She is going to be our on-campus correspondent. She's a UGA grad. Hey, listen, biochemistry, by the way. I don't know who chooses that crazy path for their life, but she did, and she excelled at it. She was a former trainer at UGA. She's a physical therapist. She raised 2 boys, one of which is on the equipment staff right now. Former Walton High School Touchdown Club president and a current member of the Atlanta Touchdown Club. So let's go ahead and bring her in for her segment. Where's Hina? Hina Patel. What's going on, Hina?
What's up, Hina?
Thank you for having me. Too kind. I'm enjoying this fan fight. That was good.
that was a good segment. That was good.
Really good segment.
Great job, fellas.
So Hina, real quick, before you get into your spiel, let me ask you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the topic that we just talked about? Do you think freshmen should get money, or should be participating in NIL, or not?
I absolutely do think that they should get money. I mean, again, like you guys made some great points. You can, if you get injured the first year, what happens to the rest of your career?
That was a great point.
Yep. Hina wins. Yeah, great point.
You're able to pass money down, put your siblings through school, social injustice, causes. There were so many excellent points. I agree with that. The only thing I would say is, when you look at 18-year-olds managing money, it's almost like I would say one of the guidelines I would think is that they need to have someone guide them through that process, because an 18-year-old you get millions of dollars. It's kind of like the lottery winners. They say 90% don't have money after 5-10 years. So that would be the only thing I would say that I feel like needs to be put in place, is to have a little bit of guidance for these young kids coming in.
Sure.
You're right. I mean, I can't imagine. My kids are half the size. They're like 150 pounds, 180 pounds. I can't imagine being a 350-pound kid for, all of it's like, I would be broke. So they do need
Right. It'd be nice to get some of that money back, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. And the education, I mean, you're giving your body. You guys are paying for it physically. I talk to a lot of guys now, and the repercussions 20 years down the road, that education is the least they could have done for you,
For sure.
But you're spitting hot facts right there, Hina. I like it, baby.
For sure. Real quick, Coach, I know we're going to keep rolling, but that made me think of something. Y'all remember Marcus Latimer?
Yep.
Running back, the South Carolina running back, tore his knee up, NFL career gone. Think about if he was able to have made some NIL money. You know what I'm saying? So I think those types of situations is why I see this thing being here. He's dead.
Not no legal NIL money.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Hey, man, like I say, one of those points that Hina brought up at the beginning was one of the things Thad had said while they was debating. That's why I kind of went with that. But listen, all great stuff about the NIL. I think it's good for the players to get, and we'll see what Congress does, because they are trying to put some kind of guidelines on it. We'll see what comes comes out of that, and as long as they don't get too crazy with it, I think it'll, like Thad said, if they take some stuff away that's too major, it might be some uproar across the nation and more violations, more like the Volunteers and their first level violations that they just went through. Michigan Jim Harbaugh just got suspended for the first 4 games for some lying about some violations, and yeah, it's getting wild. They don't play nobody the first 4 games, D-Rob. It don't matter.
Right.
That's what I would say, Coach. Now, when you talking about putting restrictions and guidelines, this is the only thing I would say. Like, have a portion of whatever NIL money. Don't put no cap on it, but have a portion of it go to a savings fund or something like that. But don't cap the amount of money that somebody can make. You see what I'm saying?
I think that's a good idea.
But way these kids can have the money and not mess it up.
And maybe kind of like Allen Iverson, Reebok did for him. They put aside so much money, and he can't touch it until he like 55 or something like that. I mean, it's like 30 million or something like that. So I think that's a good. I think that's a good idea. That so. All right.
Have some if you graduate, you get like if you graduate, you get a high portion of it or something. Just something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you get a certain age or however you want to do it, but don't cap it though.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I agree with that. Don't cap it, but definitely help them stay financially responsible.
Definitely, because a lot of these guys went from needing lunch money to being able to buy lunch for the whole campus. So, so they definitely need some kind of financial training. All right, man, we're gonna get into Hina's segment that will be happening this season. Hina, kind of just tell the people what you're gonna be doing.
Well, I'm gonna be all around campus. People got to come find me. I'd love to talk to tailgaters, talk to people within the stadium. Hopefully I'll find some of the former players out there and be able to just chat Georgia football. Tell me how you think our season's going. I mean, any questions up for grabs. There'll be some funny ones in there too. So
That's right, man. Hina is season ticket holder. You never know where she's gonna be. She might roll up to your tailgate. She might be in the recruit section during the game. Or we might listen, if things go our way, she might be on the field pregame. We're gonna just show you a little bit. Hopefully this video plays for us. Let's try to get it in here.
Hey, dogs, can you guess where I'm at? Here's the first clue right there. Clue number 2 is this stadium was built in 1922. Take a look around a little bit. If you still can't figure it out, it was originally built as a horseshoe. About 6 years later, they completed the stadium to create a full circle. If you don't have it yet, take a look right behind me. The most beautiful, one of the most iconic stadiums in the nation, the Rose Bowl, out in sunny Pasadena, California. It is gorgeous out here, a little toasty, but gorgeous. Wonderful memories though, years ago when my Bulldogs took down the Oklahoma Sooners. Go Dogs! We're ready to welcome you guys back into the SEC in 2024. And I can't wait to see what my Bulldogs do this year in this season. Let's get it. Let's do it again. Let's rise to the top. Follow me for my continued adventures and where I go next. Meanwhile, I'm going to send it back to my boys between the hedges. Go Dogs.
Hey, that was great, Hina. Listen here, man. Listen, we got our Aaron Andrews move over. We got our own here on the Respect the Hedges. So y'all just got a little taste of what we'll be bringing y'all each and every week from Where is Hina, and we appreciate Hina joining the family.
Thank you for having me.
Nice.
So look, Hina, if I find you, can I go around with you around campus? If I find you,
Yes, I would love that. Absolutely. And send me questions. Send me things you want me to ask.
Okay.
That's right. If y'all got somewhere y'all want to see on campus, just send these questions in. You can get at us on Facebook, Twitter. It's Respect the Hedges. We'll pass it along to Hina, and she'll try to oblige.
And people let me know where you're at. I'll come find you.
Nice, great. I was gonna say a great segment, and I also wanted to say too, it's nice to have somebody else on the show with some hair.
Hey.
Like it.
Hey. Yeah, you right. So, hey, Hey, that's what y'all got to look forward to this season, man. Stick with us, man. We got other things coming. We got another member of the new member of Respect the Hedges family that's gonna get announced next week. So make sure you come back next week to tune in. Hey, man, like these ladies gonna be bringing it, man. Hey, you got to be a part. You gonna show up on Tuesdays. You missing out. That's all I'm gonna say. So
right.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we appreciate you, Hina. We're gonna put you backstage and you can listen up, or we know you got other. Hina is a very busy woman, so we're gonna let you do what you do. See you later, Hina.
See ya. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right, man. That's what it is, man. Listen, we trying to do things, get it popping this season, give the people what they want, man. Shelby saying awesome job. That's right. Listen, Anthony White is in the building. What's going on, Anthony? Say what's good, fellas. And ready for 3P. That's right. Hey, better never rest. I think Shelby posted it earlier in the chat, and Kirby said it during SEC Media Days, man. Better never rest. That's how we're going to stay away from this complacency. I'm going to tell you, man, sometimes when Kirby be talking, bro, I swear it sounds like a sermon, dog. I'm like ready to give an offering. I'm like, bro, Kirby be out there talking. He did such a good job at the Media Days, man. So, hey, man, we're going to move on to the next segment. E-Rob and Cool Cal, do you have any recruiting updates for us?
Oh, we got a major recruit. We just got a commitment from the #1 linebacker in the nation. I think Justin Williams.
That's
I get that right? Yeah, he's a 6'2", about 215. Super fast. I hadn't seen a ton of tape on him, but supposed to be incredibly athletic. Man, listen, this new recruiting class is looking more and more like one of the best we've ever had, and we continuously are saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like E-Rob was saying earlier, man, we've got the biggest offensive line. It's got to be the biggest offensive line that ever come into college football. When the smallest guy is 6'5", 325, and he's the smallest guy. You know, we got the #1 quarterback in the nation coming in. We're in line to try to get the #1 running back. We got another D lineman that we're going after really hard. So this class is getting more and more special by the day. It's exciting. We're on the cusp of having another great season. So, shit, man, we're rolling in Athens right now.
So So let me just level set for those people out there who don't really follow recruiting like that, because I get it, but I'm kind of into it. Listen, recruiting is the lifeblood of your program. Kirby came in and he made that the priority, and it has not stopped. It has gotten better and better and better, and right now it's baked in. So let me just level set for you all who don't really follow. So we're in the 2024 recruiting class right now. We are the #1 class, and it's not even close. It's not even close. We're going to end up #1 with a bullet. So you got to understand the class that we're putting together, like Cal just said, it might be one of the best that we've ever put together. When you look at the receiver class that we brought in that came in early, that group right there is unbelievable. Like, you almost forgot about that. Like because they were here in the spring. Then you look at the inside linebacker position. Like, this might be the best inside linebacker group ever. Let me say it again, ever. Because I know it's going to be the best to ever come through Georgia. But when you look at the rankings of the guys that we're bringing in at the inside line, it's scary. And man, I'm telling you, it is scary. So, and then you look at the offensive line. So then, what about just at the premium positions, we are going to dominate. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not going to stop. The offensive line, like Tal said, who's feeding these damn kids? Who is feeding these kids? They're 6'7", 360 pounds. They're 16, 17 years old. Like, how is that even possible? And then I watched the tape on these young men, and they're not just big and sloppy and can't move. We're going to be a problem. Like I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy tonight. We're going to be a problem for the next 5 to 6, 7 years. We're going to be right there at it. Because the way we're recruiting and the way Kirby has got the belief, better doesn't rest. And the way we're recruiting, it's going to be a problem for anybody that comes to see us.
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest reasons is it's going to be a problem. It's not only that we're getting the recruits, because just last year, Texas A&M signed. They said was the #1 class ever. That was just a year ago. A lot of those kids are getting up out of there. The one thing they don't have 16 as they coach. And I think that's what keeps it all together. We're getting all these great players. We lose a lot of great players.
Yeah.
We lose a lot of great players, but it's that culture for the guys that want to fight and for the guys that want to dig in, that they're just not 4- and 5-star guys and they think they're just going to walk on the field and it's going to be all over. When you come here, whether you're a 1-star or 5-star, you got to put in that work, man. You got to put in that work. And you can tell you got to put in that work by the guys that came in maybe a year or two ago and they're already out somewhere else. Because maybe they weren't willing to put in that work. They weren't willing to wait their time. And you might miss out.
Y'all got some good stuff, man. Hey, this recruiting class is getting straight bananas. And it's to the point where you can give out as many scholarships as you can hold. There is no scholarship limit anymore. And because of, the draft the past 2-3 years and transfers and Kirby not taking a lot of, transfer portal guys, we got spots on spots on spots. So I think our class number with Justin is now 27. I think Kirby's looking at about 30 to 32 players. So that'd definitely be the biggest class we ever got.
So real quick, Coach, and the fact that we focused on and this is what college teams don't do. We focused on the trenches. I mean, we got all these, we got the receivers, we got all these, that's great. But offensive line and defensive line, we are heavy this year. In every year. And that's why we're dominating teams year in and year out, because we win the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Hey,
Great point.
Hey, make sure you all, like I say, man, we bringing you some different stuff, man. Cool Cal and E-Rock going to be our recruiting guys. They're going to stay on top of it, bring us those news and notes each week, because UGA is hot on the trail in recruiting, man. All right, man, next segment, man, we're going to move on with some more player profiles. Just give y'all a chance to get to know some of the guys that might not be the most popular guys, but maybe some contributors. Just give you a little background on them. Last week it was Julian Humphrey, the DB, and it was Andrew Paul, the running back. This week is going to be Roderick Robinson. He actually is one of our. He's probably going to play a major role because of the injury bug that has hit the running back room. Just some tidbits about Roderick Robinson. He actually finished his last season out in California at Lincoln High School, same high school as Terrell Davis and Marcus Allen, by the way. Terrell Davis, the UGA great. That's right. He was the California Max Preps Player of the Year, but he's not originally from California. He's originally from Greenville, South Carolina. He has a lot of family and friends that still live in this area. So once Georgia got high on the trail, it was kind of a wrap because he was originally committed to UCLA. And once he took that official visit to Georgia, I mean, it was, I guess, once Kirby turned up the heat and Dale McGee turned up the heat, he couldn't say no to RBU. So we're glad to have him in the fold. He ran for 2,378 yards last year and 37 touchdowns in California, bro. And we already know it's a lot of folk out there in California. This dude was out there.
Yes, sir.
Getting player of the year in California is no easy feat. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to Roderick Robinson, one of our player.
How big he is, Coach?
He is 6'3", 230.
And he looked good.
I'm sorry, 6'1", 230. I said 6'1", 230. Yes, and he played a lot in. He's going to be wearing. This is his recruiting photo. He's going to be wearing 0 during the season. So he actually played a lot during the spring game. Because of some health concerns, like I say, I expect him to get a lot of touches. Kendall Milton, I think, is going to be out. He's our starting dog, him and Dejan. But these young boys out there, they hungry, man. And we know all it takes is one injury and you in the spotlight.
Yes, sir. Let me ask y'all a question. Not necessarily who's, going to start, not start. Maybe. Who do y'all think is the most talented running back we got on the roster?
That's a good question.
I think the most important, if he can stay healthy, is Milton, because he kind of like their utility guy. He can do a little bit of power, a little bit of receiving. You know what I'm saying? He do it all. He just got to stay healthy. I think he's the most important to the running back room.
I think Kendall Milton, top to bottom, I think it's Kendall Milton, but like I say, he's got to stay healthy because that dude, like I say, he's working on his receiving ability last year. We already know the dude can run like a freight train, and I mean, honestly, once he came back from injury last year, he actually looked a little lighter on his feet, you know, in that Georgia Tech game, the LSU game. So I think I'll go with right now. I'm gonna go with Kendall Milton.
Okay.
What about you,
so for
E-Rock?
me, I'm gonna go a little bit off the path. You guys got Kendall, but I'm gonna go with, and this is I've only seen this guy for just a few plays, one scrimmage, but that dude Andrew Paul, like I didn't even know who he was in our class, you know. And then when I go watch the scrimmage, he jumped off the screen. I was like, wow, who is that? Who is number 3? Where'd he come from? So I'm gonna go with him. I know he hurt his knee. He's probably gonna have to kind of find his way this year. But I think based on the question you said, talented, I think he might be that guy. I think he has some special traits that, you know, just everybody doesn't have.
Okay. Yeah, I think the room is talented. We got to have them healthy though. Like, you know, everybody's banged up in the spring, banged up coming out of the season. Andrew Paul's coming off that ACL tear. Physically, he'll be ready to go, but mentally, you know how it is with the ACL tear. Sometimes you're not yourself until you back out there for about 6 months. So that's the thing, man. Can we stay healthy in that backfield? I tell you what, it's a room full of wide receivers. Like y'all better not get caught slipping because we'll take all those snaps.
What?
Hey, look, as talented as Paul is, when y'all talking about health, if we are healthy, he can get lost in the shuffle.
This year?
That's how deep we are.
Yeah, we deep back there because people forget that we got the running back that played at Tennessee, originally from Athens, Leonard Whitehead.
That's right.
Yeah, he was brought in for depth, and he actually came when he was coming out of high school. Man, he was like a running back linebacker. He was a top-ranked linebacker. Top-ranked linebacker and running back. So we deep back there, man.
Robinson kid,
and you got Branson Robinson, who actually, you know what I'm saying.
If you talking about being healthy, if everybody healthy, he can be lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
as talented as he is.
Yeah, he looked pretty good last year. I like it.
He did. Our next player on the player spotlight is Marvin Jones Jr. This edge guy, he got some reps last year, mostly on like punt block and field goal block, but he did play some mop. Dude, he was kind of hurt, so he didn't get the playing time probably that he wanted. But he's been working hard. I've heard, you know, that he's gonna be a go. You know, beginning of the season. This kid right here, man. If you don't recognize the name. He's Marvin Jones Jr. His dad was a linebacker at Florida State, All-American, College Football Hall of Fame, Butkus Award winner back in 1992. Fun fact about Marvin Jones, man, kid didn't even play defense until the 10th grade. He was a wide receiver waiting his turn, and his half brother's dad was a coach on the team, and he was like, "Look, man, you ain't playing. You want to go out there on defense?" He was like, "I just want to get out of the field, man." So he went out on the field, you know what I'm saying, made his mark, but not like people thought he was. In the offseason, put on 20 pounds. That was going into his junior year. Then he put on another 20 pounds going into his senior year. So this guy really is kind of raw. You know what I'm saying? Like he hasn't
extremely raw.
Exactly. So I could see him coming into his own, you know, mid-season, and there's some dog experts out there that think if this dude puts it all together, he could lead us in sacks. I'm just saying what the dog. Yeah.
So, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. He's definitely got a great profile to play on that edge, and I'm excited to see him because one of the things that kind of sticks out to me is when I remember seeing him play, it seemed like he played really hard, and I always like guys that go out there to seem to play really hard, and it makes a lot of sense that you said he's really raw. So he's had a whole year to get under his belt, get some technique under his belt. And I'm looking for him to do some big things this year. I agree with you, Coach. I think when we get in that SEC play, as long as he's healthy, I think he can really pay dividends for us this year, sacking the quarterback.
Yeah, I think his technique will get better. He'll learn how to fight with his hands more because right now he's just straight, you know, a bit physical ability. So, but we know what's our guy, Scott, D-line coach Scott, man, he gonna get them edges right down there, man. And we got a lot of guys like this Mo. He's 6'5", man. He came in at 6'5", man. This dude long and wiry, man, and can be in that edge, man. He's gonna be a problem out there for these offensive tackles, man.
Coach, I wanted to see, did y'all see they had the preseason SEC. They had the first, second, and third teams. Y'all know we had 16 dogs on the first, second, or third team. 16
That's right.
11 on the first team, wasn't it?
Yep,
It was 11 on the first team.
11 on the first team.
What?
There was, 11 on the first team, 3 on the second team, and 2 on the third team. Listen, man, the Dogs
Wait,
is
from
taking
this year's
over.
class?
Yeah, going into the season.
Going into this
This,
season?
preseason. Yeah.
Going into this season. That we had 16 total on the preseason all SEC list, man. Listen.
That can't be right.
No, that's right. I read it. It's right.
Really?
I mean, you got to think about it. E. We got the linemen. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, the defense ridiculous.
We had somebody that pretty much
about
at
it.
every position, like at every level, I should say, not every position, but every level. You know what I'm saying? Like Carson Beck actually made, I want to say he made the third team. You know what I'm saying? So we got people at every level. Kendall Milton at running back. We got Ladd McConkey at wide receiver. Dominic Levitt at wide receiver. On the offensive line, Amarius Mims and
we got three guys in the secondary that was all first team.
Yeah, and then we got linebackers, man. I mean, we got Smile, and I mean, come on, man. We can't forget about Pop, man.
Yeah,
Pop is the only returning Butkus Award finalist in the whole nation, so he definitely gonna be all SEC. And then I want to say Zion Lowe is not Zion Lowe, but Stackhouse and Michael Williams.
Yeah,
and Michael Williams is on the dog. We out here.
Yeah.
We out here.
We loaded.
About him.
We loaded.
11 first team is ridiculous, man.
That's crazy, dog. That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's absolute bananas, man.
Whole unit down there.
But
that's
hey,
right.
That's right. That was a good segue, Cal, into our UGA topics. That was the first one on the board. The second one is there's been some talks. They asked Kirby again at SEC Media Days, should the UGA Florida game remain in Jacksonville or go home and home? So I know it's safe through 2026, but there's, both sides here and there have made these arguments over the years. Kirby's answer was, listen, I just want what's best for our players. I don't really care where we play the game. That's what he said to the media. I don't know if that's how he feels, but that's what he said to the media.
I don't believe that.
So,
I don't believe it either.
So one of the things he said last year at SEC Media Days when they asked him, he said that the only problem that he had was up until this past year, you could not give a recruit tickets to a neutral site game. So it hurts recruiting. That's, Kirby's always thinking recruiting. But I think they changed that going into the 2022 season. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or whatever, but I think now they have a certain allotment they can give to those neutral site games. And then because Kirby said, if you let me recruit the game, I don't really care where we play it. So
no, that's
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't believe that either, man. Ain't no place like home, man.
Ain't no place like I'm with you, Shawty. I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying?
I talk to college football fans all the time, and I'm like, I've never been to the Swamp. For one, because the time we played in the Swamp, I think I was a freshman or maybe a senior in high school. I don't know. I know we didn't fare very well, but
yeah, hey dog, I was out there. That was a damn massacre. I'm glad you didn't make that damn trip, boy.
So cool, Cal. What's your thoughts on it, dog? Would you like to see it home and home, or you good with it being in Jacksonville?
Honestly, I'm taking a little bit different take on it. I think they ought to rotate all three sites. Let's do a home, let's do a neutral, and let's do a home away game. And just rotate it every 3 years so we can get a little taste of everything, because the cocktail party, it does have, it's always thought of one of the biggest games of the year, one of the biggest events of the year. So I kind of don't want to see that go away, but I also do want to see us play in Athens sometimes, but then also, return the favor and go down and play in Gainesville. So that's what I'd like to see happen.
Okay, stat guy, Gamecock fan said he wants to keep it in Jacksonville. I think people, like to Cal's point, they like, whether you're a Georgia fan or a Florida fan, people wait for things like the cocktail party, the Red River rivalry, that kind of thing. But I'm kind of in Cal's mode. Like, I want some of that home action too, man. Bring them Gators up in between these heads and get some of their work, man. You know what I'm saying? So Shelby coming in saying that's why I'm staying in Jacksonville through 2026. Jacksonville up that money. So, hey, nothing talk like them dollars.
Let that get away, man.
Yeah. Hina says she would like to see home and home. The party is fabulous in Jacksonville, but she would love to destroy the Gators on their turf. Can you tell that she got some friends and family that are Gators? Yes, one or two. It sounds like
No
you got
doubt.
some people you ready to
The biggest thing
get
is
at.
recruiting, man, and plus you gotta understand prep time. That's just less time you on the road and for traveling and all
Yep.
that, prepping everything, getting down there and coming back. Granted, I know it's a short trip, but you still gotta do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Let me. No,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. No,
Okay.
what I was gonna say. What do you guys think about? Okay, doing going to Jacksonville and then doing one at Mercedes and switching it that way.
Shawty, what you got on that
The
one?
Mer-
Like one year at Mercedes and 1 year at in Jacksonville, like back and forth.
I mean,
instead of
and
home
forth.
and home.
that's, I mean,
I like that.
it's cool. I mean, I wouldn't be against it, but I mean, ultimately, just to simplify, I'd rather just be home and home. But I do kind of like the way he kind of threw the little first caveat in there, which, you know what I'm saying, just keep it traditional, do a home and one in the middle with the cocktail part. I think really that's probably about the best idea I don't ever heard anybody say, because people always normally pick one or the other. So I really like the three location rotation.
Yeah, so shout out to Shelby. She said, new rule, SEC says the home team can provide tickets to the recruits. Both Georgia and Florida athletic directors, though, have not agreed not to, though. They wanted to give the home team tickets because, like this year, I think Florida's the home team, so Florida would get their recruits some tickets. But both athletic directors was like, I'm pretty sure they was like, nah, we both can't bring people, then can't nobody bring nobody. So, hey, it is what it is, man. But that's been an ongoing debate for years. E-Rob, you from Florida? How you feel about it?
Man, I'm just saying, I want to nominate Cal to put him on the board. I mean, you brought up
Let's
two of
do
the
it.
best ideas I don't, because I hadn't really thought about that. I like both of those ideas. If we're going to do kind of neutral sites, we'll bring y'all butts to Georgia and do neutral site. And we'll come down to Florida and do a neutral site if we're going to do that. But I like that little I like the home, and then the neutral. That kind of makes it kind of unique. That would make it unique. I like that. I like it. Sign me up for
Okay.
that one.
Shelby brings up another point. She says each school now gets $3 million a year for the neutral site game, up $1.25 million from previous years. So, more money in it for the schools. Does that change your thought, Thad? You know what I'm saying? The cash on the table.
Yeah, it wasn't the money. Listen, the money ain't the problem. That wasn't gonna be an issue, no way. Like I said, I go back to the logistics of it. You know what I'm saying? Like most people in Georgia, it's easy to get to Athens and driving to Jacksonville and coming back. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at it from a logistics and recruiting standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you got a point, man. But on to our next topic, man. As we finish up the show, the title to the video is Tennessee a must-win game for the Dogs? And that question has been posed in the media because of the schedule for the Dogs. The only way I see it, I'll give my 2 cents and I'll let y'all jump in. The only way I see it as a must-win, regardless of the schedule, is if we're undefeated and they're undefeated. It's November. I want to say it's the second to last game of the season, right before Tech. And or the third, one of those two. So if they're undefeated and we're undefeated, then yes, I think it's a must win. But other than that, I think the Dogs, listen, man, we're back-to-back champs. We got enough money in the bank with the CFP committee. They don't care about our schedule. We out there dogging losers like we did TCU. It doesn't matter. I mean, we're gonna beat them like they are ranked. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think from that aspect that it is a must win. Doug Mangus, what's going on, my man? He said, if I had to wear that ugly orange, I believe I would find me another school to support. Tennessee, listen, not for nothing, man. Listen, orange, that's like about the worst shade of orange ever, man. So, Cool Cal, how you feeling about this Tennessee game being having to be a must win because of the not so hard schedule that we have?
Sure. I think you brought up a good point. For obviously defeated, but this is what I would say. At this particular point where we are, all games are must wins, because we're going for the ultimate prize. And, you just don't want to figure like we can take a game for granted here and there. Because, again, let's just say Tennessee has even one loss and we lose to them. They go on to the SEC championship. You don't want to put it into the voters' hands to say, oh, well, Georgia's been dominant as hell the last couple of years. We're going to go ahead and put them in. Let's just take care of our business, go up there, wherever we play, let's kick their ass, do what we got to do, and, just continue to be dominant. So as far as when I look at it, it's not just Tennessee. I look at all games as let's must win. Let's play our best game so we can be the best at the end of the season to go and do what we got to do.
I like that, Cal. You're right about that because you're right. If we take a L to Ole Miss, then that was the most important one on the schedule. So, Shawty, you got anything to add to what Cal just said?
Man, that was the exact point I was gonna make. I was like, in the position we in, they all of must win because if you win, you ain't got to have the debate. Period.
Yeah.
It just so to me, they all of must win. I don't care if they by 1 point. It's still gonna be a W.
That's right, man.
If we win all our games and win the SEC, it ain't no debate. I don't care how they want to slice it up.
Yeah, and as a coach, man, we always tell our players, man, listen, especially in basketball, don't leave it in the ref hand. Don't be like ref didn't call the foul. Hey, man, finish the basket. That's all I can tell you. Like, don't wait on it. And like Thad and Cal said, if you win every game, you ain't got to worry about that. E-Rob, you got something else on it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a little different take on it. First off, let me say this: I do believe we're gonna go and beat Tennessee by probably more than like double figures. I think we're gonna go into Neyland Stadium and put some on. Let me start there. But to answer your question, if it's not a must win, I think that we, like you said, Coach, we have enough cachet at this point. If we were to go 11-1, and that's the game we lost, we probably gonna get in. They're going to find a way, like they always find a way when Alabama was in our position. They always found a way to damn slide their ass in there.
Probably. I heard that too.
They say so. So Cal and Thad got some pushback on that. They saying that when you said that, you said we probably going to get in. What they saying is if we don't lose that
because this is the thing. This is the thing that I look at. If we go into a situation, let's say again, Tennessee goes on, they play in the SEC, play Bama, LSU, whatever it is. Hypothetically, if we have a situation where, let's say, USC runs the table, Michigan or Ohio State runs the table, or either one of them have one loss, then it puts us in a predicament, be like, oh, well, now we got to analyze the schedule because the schedule is not that difficult. They say, well, Georgia didn't play anybody, and the one team that they did play, they lost. So let's just take it out of their hands and let's just win the game, and we have to worry about the cachet or probably getting in.
No, I totally agree with you. So let me be clear. That's why I started the way I started. We're gonna beat them by more than 10 points. It ain't even gonna be
no doubt, no doubt.
No, we're gonna put them out of the damn playoff conversation. So let me start there. Now, anything can happen on any Saturday. You can lose.
Sure.
That's just football. What I'm saying is, Bama had built up a cachet where they would falter and they would just find a way to get into the playoff. And all those things that you say are true. Somebody goes run the table, but then all of a sudden somebody loses on the last day of the season and Bama finds their way in. I'm just saying, we have that cachet now. I don't want probably. I think we're going to go undefeated. We're going to beat the hell out of Tennessee. But if something were to happen, they'll slide us in. I believe that.
There it is. JV got in the comments, say the strength of schedule would kill us with a loss. He didn't say to who, but with a loss. I think there is something to what everybody else is doing. I don't know if everybody else is going undefeated. I think Michigan or Ohio State
for sure
may or may not. Penn State may have something to say about that this year. But of course, if there was a tie type of deal, then that's where the money in the bank with the CFP comes into play.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm told, like, that's what I'm saying with E-Rob, but I'm on cool Cal and Thad side, like, hey, leave no doubt. Like
no doubt. Shit, I'm on that
lose. There's so many ifs you got to add to it.
Yeah,
then you got to go back to how you won those games you won. Were they close? How did you beat them? Were they injuries? I mean, it's all so many things you got to start digging into. And that's how we used to be. Now, we didn't have the cachet that we have now. But still, it's just so many ifs come open with a loss, man.
Hey, that's right, man.
I don't want no help from nobody.
I don't want no help either, Thad. Like, hey, listen, let's just take care of our business and let everybody else down there, fight for those other positions. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, we come to the end of our time. We appreciate the Dog Nation and respect the Hedges Nation. They joining in for us, man. Great show, man. Hey, stay on the lookout for those fan fights. That say if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? And Cool Cal gonna make them come with their best
Don't be talking about your dog ate your nose and you got short noses and you know what I'm saying? If you get on that mic, it's on.
Hey, that's what it is, man. We're gonna keep doing our player profiles. We want to thank Hina for joining the family. Like I said, man, each week during the season, we're gonna find out where Hina was during the game. She's gonna have some videos, pictures for us, and we're gonna keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. For our guys that are not here, CA and JV, for E-Rob, Shaw, and Cool Cal, this Coach I respect them Hedges. Go Dog.
What's up?